Hey everyone! Welcome to the XRP market analysis for May 7th, 2026. I've been digging through some really interesting AI data today and, well, there's quite a story to tell. Let's see what's been happening with our beloved XRP, shall we? Oh, before we start, I want to be super clear here. This video is based on an AI-generated report, and I'm just someone looking at the data like you. So please use this as reference only. And remember, investing is always your own responsibility. I'm not a financial advisor, just sharing what I found. So here's where we stand right now. XRP is trading at $1.4221, up a modest plus 0.71% in the past 24 hours. Now this is interesting. Despite some really exciting news about JP Morgan and MasterCard testing tokenized treasury settlements on the XRP ledger, the price is still struggling at that stubborn $1.43 to $1.44 resistance level. You know what I've noticed? While Bitcoin just smashed through $81,000 showing incredible strength, XRP is kind of, well, it's underperforming in comparison. That's something we need to keep an eye on. Let me walk you through the technical picture, because this tells us a lot. The RSI is sitting at 54.11, which is perfectly neutral territory. Not too hot, not too cold. But here's the thing. The MACD is at 0.0016, and it's below the signal line at 0.0039. That negative histogram of minus 0.0022, that's showing us some bearish momentum right now. Now, the Bollinger Bands are more encouraging. The price is near the middle band at $1.4126, with room to move up toward that upper band at $1.4664. The real concern, though, we're sitting above the 50-day moving average at $1.3837, but way below the 200-day at $1.7787. That minus 20.66% deviation from the 200-day, that's quite significant, sweeties. Here's some fascinating global context for you. Bitcoin surged above $82,000 recently amid hopes for US-Iran deal progress. And you know what happened? Oil dropped 11%, while Bitcoin gained 25%. It's amazing how geopolitical risk reduction can lift the entire crypto market. Now, XRP has some interesting correlations here. It's negatively correlated with the dollar index at minus 0.2108 and the VIX at minus 0.1972. So when the dollar weakens and volatility drops, XRP might just surprise us on the upside. Oh, this is exciting news. JP Morgan Chase, MasterCard, Ripple, and Ondo Finance just completed a tokenized US Treasury redemption test on the XRP ledger. This isn't just some theoretical experiment. They actually connected the XRP ledger with real bank settlement rails across borders. You know what this proves? Real utility for XRP. Plus, the regulatory environment seems to be softening overall, with the Nasdaq president mentioning that SEC policy changes have opened doors for blockchain experimentation. The Fear and Greed Index is at 46 right now, perfectly neutral. But here's where it gets interesting. There's quite a controversy brewing among XRP analysts about those $100 price targets. Some are warning they'd use such calls as exit liquidity, which honestly makes me chuckle a bit. The AI models I'm looking at forecast XRP in the $2 to $4 range for 2026, while Monte Carlo simulations show 60% of outcomes between $1.04 and $3.40. Much more reasonable, don't you think? Now this caught my attention. We're seeing 15,748 daily transactions with a massive volume of 2.38 trillion XRP. But get this, whale transactions account for 727 moves involving 2.38 trillion XRP. That's basically the entire volume. This massive whale activity is probably related to those institutional tests with JP Morgan and MasterCard. When the big players move like this, well, it usually means something's brewing. From an Elliott Wave perspective, XRP appears to be in a C-wave correction phase right now. The Wyckoff analysis shows we're in an accumulation phase at stage A, but the confidence level is only 39%. That's relatively low, which suggests we might be building a bottom, but clear direction hasn't been established yet. Once this C-wave correction completes, though, we could see a new upward cycle begin. Here's where it gets really interesting. The AI predictions show some contrasting results across timeframes. Short-term, the one-day prediction forecasts $1.2634. That's an 11.1% decline with 54.9% probability. But wait, the 7-day prediction anticipates $1.5289, a nice 7.5% increase with 62% upside probability. Then the 30-day swings back to $1.2895 with 60.4% downside probability. So the pattern suggests short-term dip, medium-term recovery, then possible longer-term adjustment. Now let's be realistic about the risks here. That $1.43 to $1.44 resistance keeps rejecting the price. And if we can't break through, well, more downside risk. XRP's underperformance versus Bitcoin is concerning, and that 20.66% deviation from the 200-day moving average creates technical pressure. The AI is showing 54.9% decline probability short-term, and there's division in market sentiment with all that $100 price target controversy. Plus, some XRP ETFs are seeing net outflows, which shows institutional sentiment isn't quite stable yet. So here's my overall take. Wait and see with buy preparation. XRP looks like it'll face short-term correction, but shows medium-term upside potential. That JP Morgan MasterCard news strengthens the fundamentals, but technically, we need to break through $1.43 to $1.44. Here's my strategy based on the AI data. Entry level around $1.26 to $1.28 when that short-term correction completes. Stop loss at $1.15 if things go really wrong. Target price? $1.53 to $1.65 for the medium-term recovery. The 7-day AI prediction shows 62% upside probability to $1.53, which gives me some confidence in this approach. And that's it for today's analysis. Remember, this is just AI data interpretation, not financial advice. If this was helpful for your research, please subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps me continue making these videos. Stay safe out there and see you next time.